Darren Ravel with Collect TV here with David Hunt of Hunt Auctions. One of the things that you guys specialize in is estates. You get a lot of estates, maybe biggest one ever in terms of what's out there, what was kept, how it was kept. The Willie Mays auction, September 27th in San Francisco. How long did this take for you to secure? I know you work hard.
Much like Willie's records, he holds the runaway record of Hunt Auction's most lengthy consignment to come to completion. 22 years.
That's when you first started talking to him?
22 years. We were just talking to him. As many of these conversations with players go, as you know, it's just about helping them, getting somebody that they can trust to give them good advice, whether they're going to sell anything or not. And we developed a really nice relationship with Willie over the years, which was one of the great honors of my professional career. I wish he was here to share with us, but he wanted to do this in his way. Willie was Willie, and he wanted to make sure the thing he kept emphasizing to myself and Jeff Bleich with the foundation is make this the greatest auction it could possibly be and do as great as you can for the kids. That's exactly what he said.
That's the Say Hey Foundation?
The Say Hey Foundation, yeah. I should mention all of his proceeds, all of them, are going to go to the Say Hey Foundation. He wanted kids and youth programs to have a better chance to start at life than he did, and I just have so much respect for that.
Over the years, how much was clear to you as to how much there actually was for him to give and what condition that it was in?
I think what was obvious in being able to go to the home many times and visit areas in the house and the trophy rooms, if you will, and if you're Willie Mays, what didn't you win? And in multiples, other than maybe a World Series ring, which we had that as well. So the volume and the quality was clear, but in many of these players' collections, much like in our own lives, it's their personal property. So you have to put this piece together with this item, and here's a photograph of this award.
Sometimes they don't know what's what.
That's exactly right. I mean, we found the one photograph of him in his first MLB-related game at Trenton, ready to run out of the dugout with a smile on his face. I had no idea that existed until about 4 weeks ago. So.
Okay, let's look. Let's start with that Trenton photo right here. As we know, Type 1s are really coming to the fore. We saw a great Type 1 of Willie leaving on his train, going to San Francisco from in the station, which is awesome. But this is believed to be the only one of him in a Trenton uniform.
Yeah, according to
Type
PSA,
1.
This is the earliest Type 1 they've authenticated. And you can just see the look on his face, getting ready to run on a baseball field, a major league field for the first time. And to find these things with that direct provenance like we're talking about, that's what we've always believed in. Is the reason we work with all these players in their collection is not only because we've sort of made that our distinct piece that we're known for.
But it's unquestionably from them.
At least,
which drives value.
That's right. And you're getting the best possible start. That doesn't mean every single thing is authentic in every player collection. That's ridiculous. But it does mean that the intentions are good and the source is good, and then we just work from there to filter it down.
Do you find, at least of recent, whether it's Vin Scully or Bill Walton or whatever, that there is more credence to this is from this collection, and so the arbitrage, you'll say this is worth this, but it actually, the room is much more because people feel that much better.
I believe so, and I remember many years ago, one of the first player collections we ever sold was Roy Campanella for his widow. And I remember back then, if a piece brought $100,000, I mean, this is dating me, it was a million years ago, but that was a big deal. It was sort of national news, but it was very much, hadn't been done a lot at that point. So players were concerned, how will this look? How will my legacy be tarnished or not by selling things? And that's something we're really proud of, is we've done it the right way and with the right entities involved and the right charities involved. So you can do both. You can accomplish things where the player and their family can keep what they want to keep. You can also share things with fans and collectors and do some good as well.
All right, let's go and look at some of these pieces. This right here, now it says the Arch Ward Memorial Award, and I'm like, what is that, a Rawlings? Like, what is that, right?
Trivia question of the day.
Yeah, and I don't know it, so.
So in 1933, a Chicago sports writer, Arch Ward, was largely responsible for the first Major League Baseball All-Star game. And Willie Mays, basically, I think, what did Ted Williams say? I think the All-Star game was made for Willie Mays, or something.
Right.
So this is his actual award that he received.
And it doesn't say All-Star Game MVP.
Nothing about it. That's
Arch Ward.
That's exactly.
Okay, and then look at a bat that says back, you know how hard that is for it to say back in the day, 1963 All-Star Game. I have not seen many of those.
Yeah, it's very cool. And obviously the players would get 2 bats for each All-Star Game from Louisville, Slugger, Adirondack, whoever made them. And this is the one that he had and used in that game. Additionally, happened to be the MVP, as we just talked about, from the game. So we like to tell stories with these collections.
Now, will someone who buys that likely buy it together?
That's
probably.
Probably what happens, but you never know. That's the fun of the auction. You just don't know.
A beautiful around 1962 jacket, and signed in the back in it with a huge Willie Mays signature.
Yeah, he numbered 24 in the back of the collar, and these are sort of things that we discovered that I didn't know he had signed this. So we unsnapped it, and there it is. So
and a massive.
There's a surprise.
Sultan the SWAT award.
Yeah.
Is that a season-long MVP award?
Yeah, kind of. It's after that famous Babe Ruth photograph of wearing the crown, right? Yes. So this is a Baltimore-based award. So Ruth being from Baltimore, that's sort of where that all tied in. Willie won 2 of these. We have both of them in the auction.
They're beautiful. They're beautiful.
They're
Look
gorgeous.
At that.
Yeah. We had Ted Williams before. I think that's the record for one around 300,000. So we'll see where Willie's approaches.
Now, as you know, I love paper. I love paper. I still think paper is undervalued.
Yes.
What do we have here? We have the Birmingham Black Barons, which is, of course, the Negro League team. That's his first pro team, technically. Yeah. Right? And what do we have? We have some wire.
There's wire telegrams, his original Birmingham Black Barons contract, and then even scouting reports saying, his arm's strength is great, but maybe not so much good here. Different things that all relate and tell that story, where the Giants were basically, they knew what Willie Mays was, and they were desperately trying to get him before other teams figured it out. They had offered $5,000, then $10,000. Eventually, they got the rights from the Black Barons, and that's what he ended up in Trenton with that photograph that we saw earlier.
All right, let's talk about some of the jewelry. We have the actual playing, the 62,
54 his World Series ring.
54 World Series ring. And then we have, obviously, some of the Giants rings from being a Giants ambassador. The 73, obviously, Willie ended his career with the Mets, and they won the National League Championship that year. And then the jewelry. Look at that, the Say Hey bracelet.
I mean, Willie's Willie, and he played baseball with a flair in the 50s and 60s and 70s like nobody else, and he wore it as well. I mean, and I love it. I mean, even some of his rings he customized, and there'd be a half a carat diamond. No, not for what he put a 2-carat diamond in where that was. So sometimes when there's restoration of something that's original, that can harm the value. I think it does the exact opposite in this. He sort of embraces who he was. So.
Okay, I want to get to this because people have seen that, right? They've seen at least MVP awards have been, that's from 1965?
Yes, that's right.
Right, so the MVP awards have been around, but that is beautiful.
It is, and all those times, most of the times when I went out there was the one main room where Willie sat and would watch Giants games, and you'd look up above him, and there's 1954 and 1965 MVP awards right above him, and really special. I mean, we've been blessed to honor and sold many, many MVP awards over the years. Campanella and Ted Williams, Joe DiMaggio. This is going to be right up there with them. So we'll see what the market will bear, but they're both in the auction, 54 and 65.
The Giants are a team that actually is good with collecting stuff. I know you're doing this in cooperation with the Giants. Yeah. Are the Giants allowed to bid?
Anybody is allowed to bid. Okay. This is being sold for Willie's estate.
Right.
And as you mentioned, his proceeds are going to go to the Say Hey Foundation in entirety. So anybody that wants to bid is going to be doing good and getting some incredible pieces.
The main thing that is mind-blowing is this jersey right here from 62.
Yes, 1962. This is complete home uniform.
Complete home uniform. Look at
it's beautiful.
The full Willie Mays. I mean, that is, why would they do Willie Mays? There wasn't another Mays.
No.
That's what makes it so much better.
Yeah, it does.
And then W Mays 1962 in the pants. You're selling it as a set?
Yeah, it's both together. Photo match the 3 games, including the 1962 All-Star game. So hard to get a better uniform than this exact, and signed as well.
And it's probably really 50 games, but they can only photo match it to 3.
Yeah.
There's no way he only wore it for 3.
Yeah,
I mean,
I totally agree.
How many jerseys do they have? Not many.
Yeah, and obviously, again, as we've been talking about, when you get these uniforms of this caliber from those kind of iconic players, that market is elevated so much in recent years. So we're not exactly sure what this will bring.
Again, the auction is September 27th in San Francisco. People can bid online at the same time?
Yeah, of course. Well, this merited doing an actual live auction physically out at the stadium, outside the stadium. But you can bid at huntauctions.com. It'll
Invaluable.
be on Invaluable portal. Yeah, all the traditional methods
Awesome.
as well.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Really says a lot that you keep getting these collections. I know people have trust in you, and it's really an amazing tribute to your business as well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.